Harriet Tubman is generally remembered for her work in helping fugitive slaves escape successfully through the Underground Railroad, but her work in the Civil War helped free over 700 slaves, as she is the first woman to lead an armed military operation in the United States in what is known as the Combahee Ferry Raid. Harriet Tubman was a Union spy, nurse, cook, and also a women's suffrage supporter. Harriet Tubman, born airman to Ross, knew struggle since she was born. At just the young age of 5, Harriet had to be a nurse aide, getting whipped if the baby she was looking after were to cry. At age 12, Harriet saw another fugitive about to be struck by a slave owner with a lead weight, so she stepped in. Harriet's skull suffered damages, leading to lifelong narcolepsy, headaches, and illiteracy. An escaped, enslaved woman, Harriet did not want to experience her newfound freedom alone. She started on a journey of returning back and forth to plantations and what became known as the Underground Railroad to bring fugitive slaves back to safety. She even had to bring slaves to Canada during the Fugitive Slave Act of 1850, when freed workers in the North were allowed to be kidnapped and re-enslaved. When the Civil War broke out in 1861, Harriet became a volunteer for the Union Army in South Carolina. She was a prominent abolitionist in Boston society, so Massachusetts Governor John Andrews requested her presence in Hilton Head. Her new role in leadership was to be a spy and destroy slavery and Confederacy. Her spy work, approved by President Abraham Lincoln, was to travel among troops dressed as an elderly lady to gain information about the Confederates' next moves. She then teamed up with Colonel James Montgomery to plan a raid along the Combahee River, freeing enslaved people, recruiting freed workers into the Union Army, and destroying wealthy plantations in the process. She led a 300-person army to free over 700 slaves on the night of June 2, 1863, and troops also went to Fields Point, where fields, mills, plantations, and mansions were burned to the ground. For another year, Harriet continued spy operations in South Carolina with the Union Army, but her efforts were never recognized officially, and she was originally only paid $200 for her entire war effort. She had seen her male peers receive recognition and pensions, but Harriet Tubman was not awarded money until 2002, when roughly $11,000 was granted to her estate. Harriet remains today as one of the most widely recognized icons from Black history, and her story only happened less than 160 years ago. Our country can change quickly, and Harriet's story reminds us to never repeat the mistakes of our past.